Nebude.
Budeš mi povídat pohádku.
Yeah, I will. Come here. Once there was a little...
Jak to ozrobeví holčičky.
Okay. Once there was a very zlobivá holčička. There was a little girl who misbehaved all the time.
A jak se jmenovala?
And her name was Sarka. And Sarka, every morning, she would walk to school and she'd step on everybody's flowers. She'd jump on the neighbor's cat. She'd throw rocks at the dog. And she'd scratch cars as she walked down the street. Sarka was a very, very bad girl.
A já se nejmenuji Sarka, že jo?
Mm-mm. Your name is Inka.
Perečková.
Yep. So Sarka, one day she was walking to school and she saw a little ring on the sidewalk. It was a golden ring with a little blue stone in the middle, and on the inside it had some writing, and she didn't know what it said. What was written on the ring, she thought. She put it on, took it up, and put it on her finger. And just as she did so, the ring turned her into a cantaloupe. You know what a cantaloupe is?
Never is.
It's like a melon. You know what melon is?
Jo.
So the girl...
Nevím, co je melon.
Melon? It's like watermelon? Anyway. Yeah, okay. So the girl got turned into a watermelon. And this was a big problem for the girl because she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she couldn't scratch cars, she couldn't yell at people, she couldn't throw rocks at dogs, she couldn't jump on cats and flowers. She was just a melon. And she was sitting there in the middle of the street. She couldn't go anywhere. And off in the distance, a car was driving. The car was driving up the street very, very slowly. And as it approached the melon, it slowed down ever so slowly.
Takhle.
Just slowing down.
Takhle.
Yep, just slowing down because that melon is in the road. And the guy turned on his lights, even though it was the daytime, because he couldn't believe what he saw. The melon had the little girl's head. So it was a watermelon with the girl's head on top of it. So the man got out of the car and he picked up the melon and he said, "What on earth are you? Are you a human? Are you a person? Are you a girl? Are you a boy? Are you a melon person?" And the little girl, Sarka, was actually very, very happy because she thought nobody could see her. She thought her whole body was a melon. She couldn't see her face. She just thought she was a melon. So she said, "Oh, old man, I've been terrible my whole life, and I was scratching cars, and I was throwing rocks at dogs, And then I found this ring and I put it on and it turned me into a watermelon. Can you help me?" And the man said, "Ah, you must have found the sage's ring." And the story of the sage's ring goes back hundreds and hundreds of years, where a troll forged this ring in his pit.
Ja kun mammakin ja me mammakin Afrikka a Sarka muusena takle voskapad na säkert jo.
Sarka. She does this. She's not a nice girl.
Ja.
So when they made the ring, this troll who made the ring, he would put it in places, and they would magically appear when somebody needed it. And when somebody needed to look at their life differently, from a new perspective, they'd put on the ring, and they would begin to see the error of their ways. So the man looked down, and on the ground, of course, was the ring, lying right there. The man picked up the ring, being careful not to put it onto his hand, for he did not know what he had done in his past that could turn him into a lobster or a chicken or a worm. And so he just put the ring on the girl's nose, and the girl turned into a girl. But this time, her clothes weren't all torn, her face wasn't all full of mud, her hair wasn't full of jelly, her hair was nicely brushed, her clothes were clean, and the first thing she said was a word she had not said ever before, and it was, "Thank you." And the old man said, "That's cool." And the girl walked down the street with her new clothes on and her new shoes. And she saw some kids playing in the playground across the street. And normally, nobody would play with her on the playground because nobody really liked her, because she was so mean and she would jump on things and she would throw things and she would call people names, bad names. But she walked up to the two little girls on the playground and she said, "Hello, girls. Would you like to play?" And the girls looked very confused because they were used to seeing Sarka, but they didn't know she was capable of being nice. So the girls said, "Of course you can play with us. We are just playing jump on the flower right now." And Sarka said, "Oh, I don't jump on flowers. I was just turned into a watermelon and an old man helped me because I picked up a ring that was forged hundreds of years ago by a troll." And the girl said, "Nah, we aren't going to jump on real flowers. See this?" The girl said, as her hand went out, and inside of her hand was just a button that had fallen off of her jacket. And they both looked at the button, and they laughed. And they threw the button on the ground, and then they jumped on the button, and they sang the flower stomping song. The song goes like this. When you wanna jump on a flower, you better make sure that you don't turn into a watermelon, 'cause you picked up a ring forged centuries ago by a troll, oh, by a troll. You'll be a melon if you jump on flowers. You'll be a melon if you jump on flowers. You'll be a melon, oh, you'll be a melon. Be a melon if you jump on a flower. And so they both jumped and sang and sang. And then the street lights came on. And all the little girls said, "Oh, I've got to get home. The street lights are on now." And the Sarka asked the little girls, "Which way do you go?" And they said, "Oh, we have to go by the cathedral." So she said, "I live that way too. Can I walk with you?" "Sure." And Sarka walked with the two other girls. And they walked up. And she said, "I've never been home so early." And the other girl said, "How is that possible? It is almost 8:15. My mom says I have to come home when the street lights come on. She would never allow me out after night." And Sarka says, "I don't see my mom much." And the girls say, "Why not?" And they say, "Because my mommy is there. She's sleeping." Yeah, Sarka's mom just sleeps all day. They have one room in the house, blankets on all the windows. So even during the daytime, it's dark inside. And the girls say, "But how do you eat? How do you get food? Who tucks you into bed at night? Who helps you brush your teeth? Who tells you fairy tales before you fall asleep? Who picks you up when you fall? Who takes you to school in the morning? Who helps you with your homework? Who tells other kids to scram when they're being jerks?" And Sarka says, "I have to do that." And the other girls say, "Oh, that is terrible. We need to help your mom, but why does she sleep so much?" And so the three of them walked up to the window of the house. And they looked in the window. And inside the house, Sarka's mom was lying down. The TV was on in the background. Mexican soap opera, dubbed into English. Open bag of chips on the floor, scattered everywhere. And two dogs cuddled up to her feet. Her eyes barely open. The girl walked up to her mom. Said, "Mom, wake up. I'm hungry." And the two other girls were kind of scared, sitting in the back of the room. And with some terror, "Mom, I'd like something to eat now," she said. Mom did not answer. "Mom, can you help me with my math homework? I'm having troubles with fractions. They're really hard for me." And the mom's hand just kind of raised, gestured in a getaway type of motion. So Sarka looked down at the floor, and she just walked slowly back to her friends and said, "See, she doesn't really help me with anything." And the girls couldn't believe it. They said, "But what will you eat?" She said, "I will have to make a peanut butter sandwich. Do you want one?" The girl said, "No, we have to get home. It's getting dark." So she said, "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow." And the girls walked out the door, and Sarka was there alone. So she took some peanut butter and some bread. She smeared the peanut butter onto the bread, sat down on the couch, and got the remote, and changed the channel to a show about lions. She always loved lions. As the night went on, she just kept watching that show, watching the show about lions. How they hunt, how they lie in the shade underneath the trees in the Serengeti, how they fight. And as she watched the lions on TV, she got more and more tired. More and more tired. She began to feel like as she got up, her peanut butter sandwich crust fell onto the floor. And she walked into the bathroom and brushed her teeth. She came back, filled up a glass. She was in Africa. The sun beating down on her face. She got more tired, and more tired, and more tired. She opened her eyes. She was still in the house. She was kind of sad. She wanted to be in Africa with the lions out on the plain. She felt like she'd fit in really well there. Took the water and put it near her mother. And then she walked into her room. And as she opened the door, she could see a lot of light coming from the other side. She slowly opened the door. The room was full of light, exploding with light. She was kind of scared to walk into it, but she did anyway. And as she became engulfed by all of this light, there was this transformative, laser-like sound. And the little girl was turned into a squirrel. At first she was very scared. She looked around her room. Everything was normal in her room, but she was definitely a squirrel. She looked up, and there was a wizard in a big hat. And the wizard said, "You've passed the test. You're an ancient princess, and that woman is not even your mother. You were put with her as a test to see if you were right and good. And with that water that you brought her, you showed us that you were good, and that you loved your mother even though she never helped you with anything." And the little girl said, "Yes, but now I'm a squirrel. What am I ever to do as a squirrel?" And the wizard said, "Don't worry, sweetheart. You now have the power of shape-shifting. This is your first stage in a new development on the plane which you are on currently. And as you climb the ladder to success, if I want, can I turn into a walrus?" And the wizard said, "Yes, you can be a walrus if you want." My girl just thought, walrus, and whoosh whoosh, she was a walrus. And if I want to be invisible, can I be invisible? Why, yes, the wizard said. And she became invisible. And what about if I want to become water? Can I become water? The entire room was wet. And up a bubbling